Hey, what's going on guys? Flick here, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 Career Mode Road to Glory with VfB Stuttgart. Now, we kicked off this series with a bang by signing a member of the 2006-2007 Bundesliga title-winning Stuttgart side in Serdar Taski, and you guys absolutely smashed the support on the first episode of this series, and I can't thank you all enough for that. In addition, I do want to welcome all of the Stuttgart supporters to the channel. I know a few of you may have already been subscribed to the channel from previous series, but if you are new around here, I do want to personally welcome you to this community. But I do want to start off today's episode with a press conference, and this is something I will be doing sporadically throughout this series, probably at the start of every in-game month, and I don't want to do it too often because that way the press conferences and the questions are going to get a little bit redundant. But I'll definitely let you guys know in the prior episode if I do have a press conference planned, so you guys can submit your questions via the comments section down below. But I received a couple in the opening episode, and the first topic that I do want to talk about is how long I plan on doing this career mode. And the plan for right now is probably to have it 3 or 4 seasons. It all depends on how successful we are as a club. Obviously, the aim for this year is to get promoted back up to the Bundesliga, but when we finally do reach the Bundesliga, it's going to be difficult for us to compete with some of those top teams like Bayern Munich, like Borussia Dortmund, and I don't know how long it will take for us to be really at the top of the level in regards to Europe and continental competitions. Now, in the past, something I have struggled with is maintaining interest both for myself and for you guys as viewers for these longer term career modes, and I've identified a few things that I'm going to try very hard to work on to make sure you guys remain interested in this career mode, and one of those things will be the upload schedule. I don't believe I'll be able to upload every day just because 1, I don't have the time for it, and 2, I feel like the quality of the career mode would suffer if I were to force out episodes every day. But I plan on uploading at least 3 episodes every week, and that'll allow us to progress nicely through the career mode. The second thing I will be working on is the level of interaction for you guys. I want to make sure that you're thoroughly involved in this career mode, and as such, I do plan on having poll questions in every single episode. Finally, the variety of the content needs to be exceptional. I want you all to have something to look forward to in every single video, and I'll be trying my hardest to try out different things and make sure that this career mode does not become redundant. Before we go any further, I do want to discuss the poll results from the previous episode where I asked you guys what we should do with the remaining budget, and with approximately 40% of the vote, you guys voted that we should invest in another youth scout, and this is what I want to do. Because we already have a top tier scout, the 5-star scout, I want to invest in a mid-level scout, probably someone who's 3-star. That'll take up some of our budget, and then the rest of the budget can go towards buying another player. As for what kind of player to purchase, the top position that you guys voted for was a striker, so with whatever remaining budget we do have, I'm going to use that budget to purchase a quick striker, someone that can get in behind and offer a different dynamic than our current strikers in Ginczek and Terodde. Finally, I do want to open up the first poll question of the episode, and I did see a comment saying that we should buy the Scout a Future Star feature through the EA Sports catalog, and I just want to run that by you guys. Do you think we should utilize the EA Sports catalog, and should we scout a future star and bring in a high potential player to this Stuttgart team? That'll be all for today's press conference. We have a lot to get to in today's episode, so let's try to make some progress through the transfer window. With the preseason tournament complete, we now have a pretty sizable break until our first competitive fixture, and I plan on using that time to make some transfers both in and out of the club. But our first competitive fixture will be in the Deutsch Pokal on the 6th of August against Eintracht Braunschweig, and just 2 days later, we have our league opener against Sandhausen. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we start to think about our team selection for both of those matches. Based off the player suggestions you guys left in the first episode, as well as the results I received through the global transfer network, we have increased the number of players in our transfer shortlist. I don't plan on going after all these players during this transfer window, but these are all players I am interested in acquiring at some point in this career mode. And as a reminder, the striker will be our top priority, but I also want to pick up a center attacking mid-role kind of player as a loan option, because right now we only have 2 proper center attacking mids in Maxim and Özkan. I think we need to get one more just in case one of those players pick up an injury. In order to allow the club to grow and eventually reach the Bundesliga again, I think it's important for us to identify early on which players are not going to be making the cut. So I put 4 players on the transfer list in Tashi, Uphoff, Vanacek, and Ristel. I'm hoping we can get a combined $2 million for all these players and use those resources to pick up other transfers. As for a completely different matter, I did see a comment saying that we should recall Toni Sunic from his loan, and I think there's both pros and cons to doing so. So I wanted to open this up as a poll question. As for the pros, he would be our third best center back behind Tashi and Baumgartel, but for the cons, that would take away valuable playing time for some of our lower rated but higher potential center backs, so let me know what you guys think. We've already received a transfer offer from a club in the Austrian Bundesliga for our center defensive mid, Matt Ristel, and they're starting with a 350,000 bid. I'm gonna see if I can increase that to 450,000 and get his market value, so we'll counter and see what they have to say. We've already got word back from Reed in regards to the Matt Ristel offer, and they've countered our counter with 425,000. That's enough for me to accept, so we should get about 400,000 added to our transfer budget. I've been waiting for the scouts to refresh, and we finally have a 3-star scout available. He'll only cost us 450 grand, which gives us plenty of money left to spend for a striker. Torsten's first scouting network will be in Poland for 3 months, looking for a physically strong player. There's been plenty of Polish talents to come through the Bundesliga, obviously some big names like Robert Lewandowski, so maybe we can find a promising youngster to follow in his footsteps. Sticking with the scouting theme, we have our first scouting report back from our 5-star scout in Germany, looking for a defensive-minded player, and it seems that we have a player that can fit the bill. 72 to 94 potential on Fabian Winter. We'll take a look at his value, see if it matches up. It could be a bit higher, only 90,000, but I do want to start building up our youth academy, so we will sign him up, and he will be the only player we sign up this month. We're just now getting into August, which means it's time for us to rotate around the player training because we have so many promising youngsters in this Stuttgart team. So what I think I'll do for this month is take out Pavard from the selection, and instead of him, we'll train up another center back. That center back being, of course, Nguene. He's not the highest rated yet, but he can certainly get there with time. Now that we have a full scouting report back on all our potential strikers, I think it's time for us to start putting in transfer bids. We have about 2.3 million to work with, so unfortunately, we'll have to bypass Moses Simone because he is just too pricey for us, which leaves us with a couple of other options. Brian Fernandez, plenty of pace on him. He would be a very good signing if we can make that happen, although he is slightly above our current budget. But here's a player that I'm most interested in. It's Coyote. He's a Nigerian that plays in the Austrian Bundesliga, and he does certainly offer some pace, more so than the rest of the strikers in this short list. So I think he will be the player that I start pursuing. Our CEO says that Coyote plays a key role for them at their striker position, but I'll start with a market value bid of 1.4 million and see what they have to say. Now this is completely taking me by surprise. I have no idea why Veen have accepted the market value bid of 1.4 million, but they have, and I'm not going to ask any questions. And if we can complete this deal before our season does begin, then Coyote would go straight onto the bench and he could certainly be a super sub for us. Still no word back on the Coyote deal, but I mentioned earlier that I want to strengthen up our center attacking mid position, and I think Fabian Benko could be that player for us. He's currently loan listed from FC Bayern, so we're going to approach them to loan and see how much he would cost us on the weekly wages. Only 7.8 thousand, which is not too bad at all. We'll put it on a 1-year loan deal, and we'll also attach a future fee and see if we can maybe pick him up at the end of the season. I'll put that fee at $500,000, which is right around his market value. With our league opener in just 2 days, I've decided to use our second side for this Deutsch Pokal match against Eintracht Braunschweig, and I still think this team is plenty to get the job done. Ginczek has gone up +1 through the player training. Julian Green, of course, scored that crucial goal in the preseason tournament final to give us the late winner, and we have a couple options here on the bench, including Berkalo, who I've yet to use. We do have the objective of reaching the round of 32 in the Pokal, so if we can get a win in this match, we should be able to see out that objective. Great tackle there by Jan Zimmer. He does need to find the outlet, and he does. We've got plenty of space here with Julian Green. If we can let our center attacking mid get him behind, Özkan could be through. The number 3 closing him down. We'll play it back in the middle, and this is some great passing play. We're able to retain possession. Hosagai now finding Özkan once again. We've got Asano, the loanee from Arsenal, trying to send it across. We'll send it to the far post. Someone needs to get their head on it, and we nearly end up finishing that one in the back of the net. No idea what Braunschweig are doing, because we are just keeping it in their half. Here's Green once again, sweating it in the middle, and finally Braunschweig able to get it cleared. Here's Asano, finding Klein, playing at the left back position instead of right back, but I still think he can do the job. Now we've got Ofori playing this one through. This is Julian Green. Needs to find a way to cut this inside. We've got Hosagai. Now to Özkan. I'm liking the passing play, boys. Asano with the shot, and he puts that one well wide. Our first key opportunity, and we don't make the most of it. We've got plenty of space here in the midfield. And now Ginczek starting to body up on the defender. Özkan Plays it in the middle. This is Ginczek with the finesse shot. Julian Green trying to get the effort off. Now it's Hosegai who ends up heading it into the back of the net. It's been a sloppy game so far, but we're the first to strike, and that's all that matters. And of all players, it's Hosegai, who I fully intended on selling this year. If he continues to score like that, then maybe we'll keep him. Some great passing play, and we might have been able to play through our attacker, but instead it falls to Asano. We've got Klein making the overlap run, and again, we'll find Asano on the wing. Playing it in the middle. This is Özkan. The passing play has been good so far, but we need to get that last through ball going. Here's Julian Green, nutmegging the defender and applying the pressure, but they're able to turn and get on the attack once more. Kumbella playing it out wide to Hochscheid, and he might be able to play to Kumbella again. We're trying to guess where he's going, but we're not doing very well at reading him. And finally, the cross sent in. You can tell the desperation from Braunschweig. A decent first half from us, but nothing too extraordinary. We're able to get 4 shots, 2 on target, and hold on to 54% of the possession, but we need to convert more of our chances and look to get the 2-goal cushion. We'll make one change early on. Afori, our only first teamer in the starting 11, will be taking off, and we'll let Zimmerman play the rest of this one. Well, I'll tell you what, Braunschweig have come out of the gates strong, and they look to have turned things around in this second half. We'll still look to hang on to that clean sheet, though. But here's Kumbella. Naiman now on the ball. Could cut this one inside, looking for options around him. Surely he'll play it in the middle. The effort will go wide. Oh, this could be bad. Kumbella, we're unable to close him down, but Grawl, I think that's his 3rd save so far, and he has really impressed me in his first start. A decent effort by Kumbella, but a nice diving save. He gets both gloves on it, and we'll have to deal with this corner kick. It's going to be taken by Boland. You can see he's made 5 saves, actually, which is super impressive, and he'll make a 6th. Oh no, surely they're not going to score from that. Okay, that is a cheesy goal. I don't even understand how they were able to retain possession and then walk by our defenders and get the equalizer, but it is what it is. It's been coming for a while, and quite a celebration there by Braunschweig. With 25 minutes left, I think it's about time that we bring on some first teamers. First off, Bracalo coming on for Asano, and then we'll take Julian Green off and bring on Mané for the remainder of the match. Oh dear. I can just tell that the momentum is going Braunschweig's way, but we need to get this ball forward and look to get on the attack. Özkan finding Bracalo, and now he'll play this one out wide to Mané. He's got the pace, and he does have options around him. We'll try to shield the ball inside, play it in the middle, some great passing play, but I think just one too many passes. We need to be more direct and get more shots on target. These last 3 minutes or so are going to be tense. I feel like the momentum is slowly coming back to our advantage, and maybe we can get this winner with Ginczek. He'll go and put this one in the back of the net. The low-driven cross proving to be effective, and what a time to get the winner. In a few seconds to spare, it looks like we will be advancing to the next round of the Deutsch Pokal. What a finish by Ginczek. The first half may have belonged to us, but the second half belonged to Braunschweig. 8 shots, 5 on target, and 49% of the possession for them, but we do walk away with the victory. We'll take a look at the player ratings. Personally, I would give our man of the match to Grawl, the keeper, but Hosegai gets it with a 9.6. Following that match, we have a transfer offer coming in from Erzgebirge for Boris Tashi. He's a very similar striker to Teroda and Ginczek, and I don't think he'll ever surpass them in his rating. So I think it's best that we do offload him right now. We can get a decent amount of money for him. Of course, I will be countering with his market value of 750,000, and we'll see what Erzgebirge have to say. 2 awesome emails coming through. We've received 140,000 in our transfer budget for advancing in the Deutsch Pokal, but more importantly, we've had the contract offer accepted for Coyote. I cannot wait to use him in our season opener, but let's take a second to welcome to the club. Olin Raju Coyote has made a name for himself as a versatile attacker who can provide an instant impact for any club. The 23-year-old Nigerian youth international has spent time in both the Israeli Premier League and the Austrian Bundesliga, netting 27 goals and 17 assists in 70 matches for his current club, Austria Vienna. Coyote will provide a clear attacking threat for us coming off the bench. His speedster specialty offers a different dynamic than our current target man strikers in Terodde and Ginczek. A look at his stats shows that what he may lack in his overall rating, he makes up for with his physical and technical ability. Looking towards the future, I plan on mainly using him as a striker late in matches when the opposition defense is tired, but should the need arise, I think we could also use him on the wing. The plan is to focus his training sessions on his finishing in front of goals so that he can become that complete forward that we're desiring. We've had a hot start to the season, winning the preseason tournament and advancing in the Deutsch Pokal, but it will not mean a lot if we cannot win our league opener. But I have so much confidence in our side. Player form is great, and we should be able to pick up the result. Sandhausen have a very respectable side, and traveling away from home is never going to be easy, but like I mentioned earlier, our players are in great form and the away fans have come in numbers. We might have just gotten a lucky bounce if Werner can make something of it. Another lucky bounce. We'll play this one through. And don't tell me we're about to score. That is a scrappy goal. But guess who it is? It's our captain Gettner. And what a way to open up the second Bundesliga season. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe how many lucky bounces went for us to even have that chance in the first place. And Gettner kind of just toe pokes it home, hits the post and goes in. And already we have an injury alert, which is not good news for Maxime because he is our first team center attacking mid. And if he goes down, then we don't have a lot of options. Oh, this attack is just coming in numbers. What a great ball by Maxime to find Gettner. He got the first goal. Maybe he can also get an assist and play this one inside. We'll find Terodde. If this is onside, Maxime could be through. And it's 2-0 for VfB Stuttgart. I thought Maxime may have been behind the defense, but it is counted as a goal, and we are just all over the Sandhausen team. We've been the better side, and we've shown it this year. We're applying some serious pressure on the Sandhausen defense, and Maxime trying to play in behind to Terodde, and it was just a few feet away from bypassing that defender. But here they go on the attack. It's Wooten. Might be able to play a through ball of his own, but Toski closing him down, not letting him get a goal on us. I won't deny that we've had some lucky breaks, but I still think we've been the better side. 3 shots, 3 on target, 48% of the possession. I don't think we need to make any changes going into the next 45 minutes. Uh-oh. This could be a chance. It's Wooten to shoot. And if he would have gotten that on frame, that would have surely tested Langerek. And this is kind of feeling similar to what happened in our Deutsch Pokal match, where Braunschweig turned it around in the second half. I'm hoping that's not the case here. About 25 minutes left to go in this one, and Sandhausen haven't provided much of a threat, so I feel like we're safe to make a few changes. And of course, I want to get some game time for our new signing, Coyote, so he'll be coming in for Terodde at the striker position. I'll switch around the tactics so he can get in behind. But along with that, I feel like there's only one other change I want to make, and that's bringing on Asano in for Werner, because the rest of our substitutes are just too tired. And we might be able to get a debut goal for Coyote. He has one defender left to beat. He gets by him with ease. He'll go on the near post, and he really should have gone on the far post. But that is a promising sign of things to come. If he can show that kind of pace on a consistent basis, I think we'll get plenty of chances with him. Oh, what a ball. To find Maxime, we'll go with the finesse shot. And it looked like Gordon took him out after the shot, but the ref giving Sandhausen a bit of a break and not calling it there. We're still able to retain possession. Here's a Fori. And to Mané. We've got Coyote again. He'll go crossbody, and that is a fantastic effort, rocketing off the crossbar. Oh, what a turn to set up Mané here. We'll get it back to him. And still getting by a few defenders. We're looking for the sweat in the middle. We'll play it over to Mané. That needs to be a finesse shot. Instead, it falls to Coyote. He gets a deflection. And how unlucky has he been? He's hit the crossbar twice. And the other shot went on the near post. This could be a last chance for Sandhausen to cut the deficit in half. But Langerek coming out and making the save. We'll try to push on and get one more chance, but the ref calls for full time. We're unable to get that goal for Coyote, although he created a lot of chances, and I feel so good about him going into the future. A dominant performance there for our league opener. I was super impressed with Coyote. Although he didn't manage to get the goal, he created a lot of chances, and that's what I'm looking for in that signing. Tarota getting man of the match with a 9.5. But guys, that'll wrap things up for today's episode of the Stuttgart Career Mode. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if you're interested, you can follow me on my social links. They are provided down in the description below. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.